Welcome back to the channel. All the best for 2026. Yeah, as you can see here in Luxembourg, it's a little bit, yeah, the weather's not exactly been brilliant for working on cars, and it's pretty much been like this since the start of the year and over the festive period. Well, it was more wet and rainy over the festive period, but yeah, we've had snow on the ground since the start of the year. So what I've decided to do for this video is there's a couple of jobs I've been doing sort of over the last sort of 2 or 3 months, if you like, and I made some videos related to that, but I didn't actually put them in any of the recent videos. So some of those jobs that I've been doing, I will put a video together related to that. I wanted to get the door frame sorted out, but as I say, I've not really had a dry enough day or a pleasant enough day to do that, so that video is still coming up. Yeah, in the meantime, I've been keeping myself busy, so I'm putting together a Tamiya model of a Lotus 79, which is kind of how I've been keeping myself busy in the meantime. Yeah, I'll show you what I've been up to, sort of minor jobs really, but yeah, let's get started. The annoying problem I've been having is that the breather pipe that goes through, that connects to the tank sort of in the left corner, sort of under there, it's completely disintegrated. So what I'm going to have to do is disconnect those pipes sort of there. I don't know if you can see that. And see if I can attach a new breather hose, which I've got another one here. Yeah, and because it does stink of petrol in the boot here. So it sort of runs across the top of the fuel tank and sort of down behind the battery, down there usually, but it's completely disintegrated. So let me see if I can remove those pipes. I think it's just 6mm, what do you call it, caption thing, what do you call these, that type of connector. Now it is quite tough to get that pipe in there. You've got to sort of feel your way to where it attaches on that end. But it is in now. I have to replace the return pipe to the fuel tank, which I just temporarily took off. Yeah, the pipe sort of finds its way along the back there and sort of past the fuel pump and sort of down in that corner, sort of down there. There is a piece of old disintegrated pipe still in there actually, yeah, as you can see. So I'm going to try and sort of route it in there somehow. There's probably a hole at some point, so I'll have a look. Another issue I've been facing with this car since I bought it is I can't actually lock the boot. Yeah, it's yeah, whatever you do here, I can't lock it. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is unscrew that lock and see if I can find a solution here, because obviously if I'm driving somewhere in this car and I've got valuables in the back here, it's a bit unsafe. Now the plastic bit here, which I've already removed, is simply held on by 2 screws that go into there, and there are the screws. And the barrel of the lock's held on by this metal piece here, and it seems to be secured. Yeah, the locking mechanism at the top is secured by there, and there's a... So I'm going to remove the barrel by removing this plate here, which is bolted on, I think. Then I'll have a look. Yeah, and take it from there. to see what we can do. Now I've bought this lock here, that's the original one there, which doesn't seem to be able to lock. Well, I bought this one off Temu. Now the problem is I'm going to have to do a little bit of engineering here because that ain't fitting in there, so I'm going to have to file that down a bit. I think the hole, just to file down the edges here a little bit just to get that in there. Don't really want to do that, but it appears that I don't have too much of a choice. Just see where we are. Yeah, so that's just about bored. I've ground down enough now. So I guess it's a question of fitting something to stop it coming out, and then finding a way to attach the lever. So this works by, you've got this nylon locker and you sort of thread it in like that and twist it, and it kind of locks in place. Now the problem I've got here is that there's too big a gap between there and the back of the boot, so it's not sort of held firmly in place. So what I'll do is I'll try and glue a bit of carpet on the inside there or something to pad it out a bit so that it locks firmly in place. Yeah, so I've cut out this scrap bit of carpet here, which is going to essentially act as a back plate to secure the nylon bit on there on the inside of the boot. Yeah, and I'm going to install it now and see how it looks. So I've secured the locking mechanism just with a bit of wire. It's a little bit crude, the solution. Let me just see if I can show you. As you can see there, but it works fine. I do need to secure the lock a little bit better with a bit of glue there. It's a little bit loose, but I'll use it a couple of times just to make sure that it's reliable enough before I actually secure it properly. But yeah, I guess I should try it. It locks and opens. Yeah. Yeah. Works reasonably well. Quite pleased. Now the next slightly irritating thing that I want to try and adjust here is that, as you can see, the headlight pod on the right hand side here is sitting pretty well. It's level with the nose and everything. But if we go over to the left hand side, well, it's sitting slightly too low here, a couple of millimeters or something like that. So what I'm going to do is take off the arm for lifting the pod and see if I can get it to sit a bit flusher. So I've taken the control arm off, and it looks obviously like you can adjust it from both ends by loosening the nut and sort of rotating it. So I'll try and do that, see if it'll work. So I'm just going to try and loosen this nut here. Did loosen, not very tight. See if I can turn it. Don't need much. Let's try that then. Wait a minute. Those are going to be opposite ends, so let me just check that again. Yeah, that's fine. So it goes into the socket there, and they've got to be as opposite ends of each other. So I'll try that. After fitting it again, I think I could just about do with another turn. I think it's slightly lower on the pod than it is on the bodywork. So yeah, I'll give it one more turn, I think. Yeah, much more pleased with that now. It's lining up fairly well there, about the same on both sides. Yeah. So, pleased about that. I also bought some new seat belts for the car because I'm not overly impressed by how they retract these belts. So often you get sort of a pile of seat belts at the bottom there. But yeah, I'll show you what I mean anyway. Yeah, so I bought these off eBay, and they're about, I think, €45, something like that, delivered, the pair. And I'm going to essentially try to fit these. They're universal, so I don't know if they will fit, but I guess we'll give it a go. Yeah, so to fit the seat belts, obviously the 3/4 panels have got to come out. And so that means obviously the back seats have got to come out. So I'll take the seat cushions out first. I've done a video on that, of course, in the past. Hopefully I won't be able to I can displace the back seat rather than remove it completely to get at the 3/4 panel here. But okay, let's try that first. So with the seat cushion displaced, removed, then displace the rear seat tabs. So they're basically here. Pull them out or bend them back. I don't know if you can see that properly, but there's another tab there. And let's have a look, see if I get focused on another tab. Hopefully you can see that. There. I should be able to pull the back seat up now. So now with the back seat displaced, I can start trying to remove the 3/4 panels. I don't really want to remove the seat belts because it's a pain in the arse getting them back in. At the bottom, the rear seat belts, I mean. Yeah, that bolt at the bottom, you have to jack up the wheels and everything and get that out. So I'm going to try and avoid that. But you can remove the 3/4 panels now. You should be able to. Let me wrestle it a bit with two hands. Yeah, as you can see, I've displaced it. I don't think I need to do more than that, but I'm going to try and remove the trim piece here, which is held on by two clips, this black trim piece here. Again, it's probably going to be a two-handed job. Do it with two hands. I'll show you how it's secured in place. So the trim piece itself is held in by these two sort of plastic fasteners there. Yeah, that gives me just about enough access to loosen the bolt from the old seat belt. Remove it. So it's removed, the seat belt, so now it's a question of threading the bits through and removing it completely. Like so. Oh. There we go. Seatbelt removed. So tighten the new belt in, as you can see. Thread it through, and I've just loosely secured it at the anchor there at the bottom. Well, it's taken me some time, but I finally got them in, so I guess it's time to see how they work. Let me get in the car. Well, the best I can say about them is that they come out and retract. They're not as good quality as the originals, but I guess I'll have to do. So, thanks for watching this episode of Mr. Scrooge's Classics. I'll hope you enjoyed it. I also am waiting for a couple of days of dry and reasonably not too cold weather, shall we say, so I can perhaps get on with the door frame that I've been meaning to do for long enough now, and I'm going to try and do a complete guide in how to adjust a Lotus XL door, because a couple of people have asked about that, so and I've learned quite a bit along the way as well. So hopefully it won't be so long before I release the next video, and until then, goodbye.